Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to another video. Today's video is a Season 3 catch-up for my Journeyman Live Twitch.tv series, which we stream live 2-3 times a week. The link's in the description if you want to follow along. But if you've missed any of this season, it's been a season of, I was going to say ups and downs. It's more downs and downs, really. It's been an interesting season, so I'm going to give you a quick catch-up, like 5-minute catch-up, and then you can come into the next stream and you're all caught up on the stream. So here we go. We started off the season with Ganzazar, which was our first club. The idea was that we would start off, because we got to Champions League qualifiers, we would start off with the Champions League qualifiers, the Europa League qualifiers, and then once that's over, we'll go as far as we can in Europe. Once that's over, we would start looking for a job. So we played Apoel, which is not an ideal start, but we smashed them in the Champions League. I think this is like qualifying one, leg one. We beat Apoel 4-1 at home, and everybody's like, oh, hang on, lads. Yeah, Champions League group stage, here we come. No, we got smashed 4-0 away. I don't know what the difference in results was so crazy. We both played the same formation, pretty much same players. It was ugly. To be expected, though. We're a tiny little side in Armenia. We then obviously got relegated to the Europa League Champions second qualifying round, and we got beaten by Derry City, which was winnable. It should have been winnable, and so we got knocked out. And then we had the Armenian Super Cup, and I thought, oh, okay, I didn't want to sort of just quit the job as Ganzazar manager. I thought we'll stay in the job and start looking for a job. We had the Super Cup. And this is where things got ugly. So we had the Super Cup and against Ararat, Armenia, and we lost 2-0. Fair enough. It didn't bother me that much. It would have been nice, cheeky little bit of extra silverware. There was one thing that massively bothered me. Now, last season, we won the league at home, and there was no ticker tape. There was no little stand with the trophy and all the players jumping about. There was nothing, and I was annoyed by that. Doubly annoyed by the fact we lost the Super Cup, and they got all the ticker tape you could ever want. Lovely little stand, all the players, all trophies and shit. And I immediately rage quit my job. And I think I did call the Armenian League racist because they didn't celebrate my achievements with ticker tape. But no, the Super Cup, yeah, let's make sure that's a big deal. I was angry, lads. So we immediately quit. And then we started looking. It taken a little bit of time. Now, as you all know, one of my favourite players of the series so far was Vukasin Tomic, who's a 6'6" giant of a centre-back, likes a goal, takes the penalties. He's an absolute beast. 32 years old, 33 years old now, when we bought him for Ganzazar. And in the last year, he'd been asking, he wanted to go back to Serbia, which is, fair enough. His career's winding down. He wants to go back to his home country for a season or two. So when the chance for a Serbian job came up, we absolutely jumped at it. And this is the team we took over in Serbia, Spartak Subotica. We didn't we didn't take over at the beginning of the season. They started off pretty well and then went horribly downhill. This is where we took over, boys. It was here or here. We came in, on a high from Armenian League, and then we started doing bits. We turned their form around. We were doing really, really well. We had a lovely run of like 8 games, 9 games, 8 games even, undefeated. Things were going brilliantly well. We'd signed Tomic. He was joining us on January the 9th when the transfer window opened, so that we were all looking forward to bringing Tomic back home to Serbia. And then just before the winter break, because there's a sort of month winter break, we had a 2-1 loss, which was, one of those things, a little bit unlucky. Then we played second in the league and got beaten. So we lost 3 games in a row. We didn't play badly in any of them. 2 of those games could have easily gone the other way and nobody would have complained about it. And so I was like, okay, poor start before the winter break. But as you'll know, with the team dynamics, anytime you lose 3 games in a row, dressing room atmosphere is going to drop. Of course it is. You've lost 3 games in a row. Of course it's going to drop. But it dropped quite heavily, surprisingly heavy, considering how well we'd done. And a month into, 3 weeks into the winter break, and I'm looking at transfers, getting ready for the start of the season, because it's actually, 2-month winter break, isn't it, almost? So it was about a month into the winter break. We're doing bits. It's like, okay, yeah, we got Red Star coming up, massive game for us and everything, arranged a few friendlies, all that good stuff. And we got the notification that the team wanted to chat to me. And I was like, okay, what's up, boys? What's up? And they were complaining, which often happens, about dressing room atmosphere. And I think the problem was that, yeah, we'd had 3 losses, so therefore the dressing room atmosphere had dropped. But because there was then a winter break, it just stayed bad. So it was bad for a prolonged... Normally, you win the next game and your atmosphere would be fine. But because we had this winter break with no games, the game didn't I don't think it took that into account, and therefore we'd had a prolonged time of having a bad dressing room atmosphere. So they came to me and said the dressing room atmosphere was bad. And I answer... Whenever this one comes up, I answer it pretty much the same way. And I said to her, look, guys, it's just as much down to you as it is to me. Let's go on and improve it. And they weren't happy with that. Shit happens, doesn't matter. I knew that with the transfers we were making, Tomic coming in, we were going to start again well. But then the day after, the board called me in. Oh, this is unusual. And so I was like, and they were complaining about the board, the dressing room atmosphere. And I can't remember exactly what I answered. It was like, I said, as soon as we win a game, it'll sort itself out. Once we still get back playing football, win a couple of games, it'll be fine. And they were saying, that's not good enough. You need to be a proactive and blah, 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 blah. Despite there being no games to play because it was the winter break, but that didn't seem to deter them. And then the 4 options I had to reply to this was, the first option was, maybe it's best if I resign. The second option was... you won't find anyone better than me. The third option was the club doesn't need this upheaval. And I can't remember what the fourth option was. Another one that was like all really dodgy replies. And I'm like, oh, God, this is actually starting to get a bit serious. The fourth one was, you must be aware that the fans are behind me. We just lost 3 games, so I wasn't sure if the fans were behind me, so I didn't go for that option. I didn't go for the option that says you won't find anyone better than me, because, to be frank, they might have been able to find someone better than me, so I didn't want to bluff that. So the only option that really made sense was to say, the club doesn't need the upheaval. I've only been here a couple of months, the club doesn't need the upheaval. Went for that option, and then they immediately sacked me. It was both amazing and horrifically horrible. Amazing in the fact that I liked the fact that has that in the game. I've never seen that before, because normally, whenever I've been sacked, it doesn't happen often. It's normally you're on a bad run of form, the board come to you, say sort your shit out, and you're like, no, what can I do? And they say, we need 9 points from the next 5 games. You kind of know when you're due to be sacked. But to have a massive, because I basically lost the dressing room, aka I'd Jose Mourinho'd it, and it was just out of the blue. And we're like, shit. The worst part of it was Tomic had literally just arrived a week before. He hadn't played a single game for us. So finally he's being reunited with his favourite manager in his home country, raring to go. And then his manager got sacked. So, yeah. And then we didn't play. I think we played maybe 1 friendly, got to this sort of stage. The new manager took over, didn't do very well. Just want to point that out. He went on a bit of a crap frenzy after he got in the job. So since then, we have been job searching. So we are currently at the end of the 3rd season, and we are unemployed. Let's take a look at my profile. We've got lots of coaching badges. We're on a B license. I think we're doing another coaching badge at the moment. At least we got them to pay for that. Our reputation is a nipple away from 2-star. Attribute-wise, there's some stuff that's double figures, isn't there? Our reputation is... I like that. Oh, that's helpful. 35% reputation. Yeah, that really means a lot, game. Yeah, thanks. So it's been a rocky season, like downward, more cliffy. It's been a cliffy season. It's not gone as well as we'd hoped. Jibril Cisse, look. Big up, man, big up. He's a average manager. Might have to bring him in as my assistant manager. But we've just applied for a bunch of jobs. So we're looking at France, we're looking at Italy, there's some other jobs coming up. We were sort of discussing in the Twitch chat whether we should go for another Serbian job so we could destroy the for Subotica for sacking us, and we've looked at some other teams and stuff. We might go for some Malaysian action and stuff like that. So as it stands, the next stream will be, I don't know when, keep an eye on my Twitter, at Loki Doki GG. I'll probably put up a video when I'm next live. It will be a job hunt, but there's lots of jobs available now. The slim pickings have gone. We're at the end of the season where there's lots of jobs available, so we'll have a transfer window as well, so that'll be nice. So yeah, it was a bad run. Okay, we were there literally for sort of 2 months. We've definitely had better years. If we go to, where is it? Yeah, so 28th of the 10th to 26th of the 1st. 3 months we were there. So it's not been good. And then since then we've been unemployed for 3 months. There's not that many jobs that become available near the end of the season. It's normally waiting. But now there's loads of jobs available. The next Twitch stream we will be job hunting and hopefully doing a bit of transfer business. So if you want to help out, put your suggestions forward. Come and check out the next Twitch stream. The link is in the description. And there we go. Hopefully we'll have a better year. We basically got knocked out of Champions League, knocked out of Europa League, beaten in the cup final, the Super Cup final, quit, got a job, sacked. Yeah. Not the best of years. Right, there we go, my friends. Join me for the next Twitch stream. It's so much fun. Even if you've never been to one before, come and have a chat and stuff. It's really good to hang out with you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.